I've been ordered to speak something on the final exam because there's an exams season going on nowadays, June, July. Are we all having exam right now? Semester exam, something like that. So mostly students they are having exam nowadays, maybe. So final exam, what do we think about it? We'll directly jump to Bhagavad Gita. We see something like that. Always in anxiety. We have seen students always in anxiety when their exam dates are out. So something like this, So yeah, I've seen some practical examples I can give. When I was studying in Kota, one of my friend, he was constantly being tortured by his parents to do something, engineering and all, and he was not interested at all. He was crying, and one day, that was my birthday, I found him. He committed suicide. He was like Fasi. So just next to my room, I got a call middle of the night that XYZ fellow, he committed suicide. He hung himself and passed away. The torture nowadays to do something, cutthroat competition everywhere. Now parents are also taking part in that, torturing their. Mostly, I've also undergone such cases. Not that much, but still, we have that experiences when pressure of something. But this is that exam. But here we are talking something else. Exam. Someone is getting something inside. What exam I'm talking about? Who said that? You saw my PPT on before. So I gave the example how he committed suicide. He passed away. So death, yes. The hint initially. So yeah, our the final exam. The life is preparation. Death is examination. So this exam we are talking about, are we really preparing for this? Are we really preparing for death? So International Society for Krishna Consciousness is teaching the art of dying. Many might have heard some other organization, they are teaching nowadays art of living and other things. But ISKCON, they are propagating the message, telling others that how to die. आपको मरना पता है कैसे मरते हैं? क्या बात कर रहा है यार? मरने की बात कर रहा है. I'll teach you how to die. So, what is the most wonderful thing? In this material world, what is the most wonderful thing? So the same question was asked by Yamaraj, Yaksha, to Yudhishthir Maharaj in Mahabharata, one Parva. That can you tell me what is the most amazing, astonishing, wonderful thing? So this is the verse. Ahani ahani bhutani gachantiha yamalayam shesha sthavaram icchanti kim ascharyam atah param. Kim ascharyam atah param. Kim ascharyam. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment. Do we agree this? Every now and then, every moment, someone is dying, someone is taking birth. but a foolish living being nonetheless thinking himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this world. Everyone has to die because everyone is fully under the control of material nature, as sure as death. Prabhupada uses this sentence sometimes, as sure as death. Many people, they say that, where is Krishna, where is God, where is this? Krishna says, I am all devouring personification of death. Smrityu sarva haramscha. And so, yet everyone thinks that he is independent, that whatever he likes he can do, that he will never meet death but live forever, and so on. So-called scientists are making various plans by which living entities in the future can live forever. But while they are thus pursuing such scientific knowledge, Yamraj in due course of time will take them away from their business of so-called research. So Prabhupada says, many times in his lecture, mentions that we are trying to establish so many things. We are running after so many things. Big skyscraper building, acha gaadi, acha ghoda, sundar biwi, acha ghar. Prabhupada, in Hindi lecture, he was mentioning, एक दिन यमराज आएगा और लात मार के सब ले जाएगा. So Yamraj himself is asking here. So whatever plans, so-called plans we are making, to the degree we are attached to those plans, to that extent we'll be excruciated or be frustrated, isn't it? So this is the most amazing thing that sometimes we also get, I have also got some opportunity to go to crematorium for cremation, and I've seen how the dead bodies are being burned. And that time what people they talk, that is called samshan vairagya. Arey acha tha, it was a good fellow, left his body, my God. When he was there, we know what's there actually means. जब जिंदा होते हैं उस समय nobody cares, literally nobody cares, and after our death everyone, oh, he was a good fellow, he left his body, बहुत young था, he was very young, he shouldn't have gone, he's gone. And Prabhupada, when I got a very wonderful book, Science of Self-Realization, one day I was reading so many years ago, and Prabhupada was writing here that how spirit, without Krishna we have without spirit within the body we are useless. This body is useless. The first basic principle of our bhakti, the most amazing thing, the ABCD of bhakti is that we are not this body, we are soul. Prabhupada says that this is the basic thing we have to understand. Then we start our bhakti. Otherwise, we haven't started our bhakti yet. So this is the basic thing that we have to understand, that we are soul. But we are considering this body is our all in all, means everything, So as soon as the soul gets out of the body, everything is khatam. Suppose someone's father died. Oh, my father's gone, he's gone. Where he has gone? He is sleeping, his body is there, he's lying down. Take your father, wake him up. Why is not waking up? He's not alive, he's totally gone. Where is the soul? Where is my father? So like that. The most amazing thing I'm going to tell you now. The most amazing thing. Due to examination stress, students, we all are students, mostly. Not. Actually, I thought the exam session is going on, so therefore. So the students, the death rate for students is more than other. See, 21.2. And then what Prabhupada says, see this, in India, 12,526 suicides by students. The percentage has sharply risen, 21.19% since 2019. And what Prabhupada has to say, whatever spiritual progress one makes in life will be tested at the time of death. So whatever we are doing, whatever we are planning, within 1 minute, finish. Do we really think about this? Are we really preparing for this? Are we really preparing for the exam of death? A real exam. There is fear everywhere, no? We are fearful of everything. You know, you might have seen a pigeon constantly moving its neck. Why? It is fearful of someone. It is thinking that someone should not shoot me. No, always. We are always hankering for something fearful. Why? Because we are afraid of death. We are afraid of being, away of all these things what we have, collected till now. So we have to be conscious of our final destination. Many people, they must be finding it a little hard, but this is the truth of our life. We have got this human form of birth, and out of 8,400,000 of species, 4,000 of species, human beings, are very rare, very rare. And the story comes of a very exalted personality. 11th canto we get the story from in Bhagavatam, Khatwang Maharaj. So the saintly Khatwang Maharaj story is goes like this, that always there is a fight between demons and demigods for some post. Demons are always after some position, this and that. So there is always fight. So when this demons were overpowering this demigods, that time Khatwang Maharaj was called by demigods to help them. And when Khatwang Maharaj actually fought and defeated them in the battle, that time, being very pleased, demigod, they asked that what boon you want, what benediction you want from us. He said that nothing I want some, at least you can tell me, can you tell me what is the duration of my lifespan? Now how much I'm going to live? So that time, a fully responsible man should always conscious of the prime duty of the present human form of life. The activities to meet the immediate necessity of material life are not everything. One should always be alert in his duty for attainment of the best situation in the next life. Human life is meant for preparing ourselves for the prime duty. Maharaj Khatwang is mentioned herein as saintly king because even within the responsibility of the state management, he was not at all forgetful of the prime duty of life. Such was the case with other Rajshri saintly kings, like Yudhishthira Maharaj and Parikshit Maharaj. They were all exemplary personalities on account of being alert in discharging their prime duty. So mostly here Prabhupada is emphasizing about our prime duty. Now many of you may be having the question that what is our prime duty? Prime duty is first of all to become conscious of ourselves. The prime duty is to become human being. So mostly we are not in that state actually. We are now getting worse than animal. Because Prabhupada has said the 4 regulative principles, if we follow, we can consider ourselves as human being. We can claim to be called as human being. But we are not in that position right now. So Maharaj Khatwanga is like a very good example that how being the big manager of the state, management head of the state, he is very much conscious about his duty and all. And then he asked the demigods being fully Maharaj Khatwanga was invited by the demigods in the higher planetary to fight demons, and as a king he fought the battles to the full satisfaction of the demigods. The demigods being fully satisfied with him wanted to give him some benediction for material enjoyment, but Maharaj Khatwanga, being very much alert to his prime duty, inquired from the demigod about his remaining duration of life. This means that he was not as anxious to accumulate some material benediction from the demigods as he was to prepare himself for the next life. He was informed by the demigods, however, that his life would last only a moment longer. He was informed by the demigod that only a moment longer you would live. If someone would come and tell that now you're going to die, within a moment you're going to go, what would be our reaction on that? Panic and planning. So many things would come. Let me meet my relatives. Let me do something for someone. Whatever. But we would not think about very rare people would think about Krishna or being Krishna consciousness. Very rare would take their japa beads and start chanting and all. But here, this means that he was not that I have completed. No, the king at once left the heavenly kingdom, which is always full of material enjoyment of the highest standard, and coming down to earth took ultimate shelter of the all-safe personality of Godhead. He was successful in his great attempt and achieved liberation. This attempt, even for a moment, by the saintly king was successful because he was always alert to his prime duty. So when he got to know that he's going to live for a moment, he just got down and started, taking to the process of bhakti. He became Krishna conscious. He has always been a Krishna conscious person, but he became more conscious that what I should do. And then he took shelter of Krishna and prayed Krishna, whatever. He performed bhakti. That time, so are we in that state? No, not at all. So we have to become conscious that one day we have to go to the examination hall. Examination hall, clutches of death, and nobody can save us, neither of our parents, nor anyone. We all know the story of Ajamil. Now the solution comes here. You all must be thinking he's just like making us afraid, like a death conscious class. Become death conscious. But these are the topics we generally don't cover. That one day we have to go back home, back to hell or Krishna. We have to understand that. Hell or back to Godhead. So the story of Ajamil, when he was in that state, even he didn't know that he's going to go 88 years. He did all his, he was a Brahmin. He saw something which we always see on Instagram and social media. He saw something there. He went to pluck some flower, and he saw something was going on, something wrong. As I told, we always see on social media and news, something wrong, some sexual affairs was going on, and he saw and he got totally bewildered, and because he was never exposed to all such things, he was totally confused. Oh, they are like doing all these things, I should also join. And he got married to that same prostitute. And 10 children, and the last child was Narayan. The name was kept by the sadhu, some sadhu. Yeah. And Narayan, so he did all the mischievous things, all lafantarbaji, Sara. So what? He's totally bereft of the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Totally, he knew everything, but still, Arjuna asked the same question in Bhagavad Gita. What is that force which is impelling me from inside to do something wrong, which I shouldn't do? What is that? Krishna says, Kama esha krodhesha rajo guna samudbhava. Kama esha, lust. One of our sannyasi, he asked some devotee, oh, where is your wife? Oh, Maharaj, घर में काम था ना. काम था, सही में काम था. घर में काम है. हाँ, घर में काम है. So we always should be conscious that what is our mental state. So Ajamil was totally bewildered, totally confused, and he was captured by Maya heavily, illusion. He was thinking that now he's gonna get what he wants. Just one more thing, I'll be happy. एक चीज और मिल जाए, ये हो जाए, वो हो जाए. Nowadays, what is Maya? The definition of Maya is illusion. Illusion. What is illusion? Just one more thing and I'll be happy. एक और. So like that. So he was thinking that after getting married to this prostitute, I will also enjoy it to some extent. And when the death came, what he was doing, the picture says everything, yeah, was totally gone, and he was crying. And since the name of the last child was Narayan, he called Narayan because he was totally attached to Narayan. He was so attached to his youngest child. Narayan. Every time Narayan, because he was totally attached. And this is the power of holy name. Narayan is the name of Krishna. And when he chanted Narayan, everyone couldn't even speak out loudly. Narayan and something like that. And the Yamadutas were there to take him back to Yamlok. Yeah? Because he did all such things which he shouldn't have done. And they were just snatching his pran, his life air from his body, the soul. And that time Vishnu Dut, they came to the scene. And the conversation, big conversation, you can read Bhagavatam, 6th canto. There's a big conversation between Yamaduta and Vishnu Duta. And now they are saying that no, this is our man. This is Ajamil. He chanted Narayan's name. He apne party ka hai. Do you know how much wrong, how much bad thing he did, all nefarious, obscene things he did in his life. Entire life he was totally steeped with love, lust and lusty things and all. Do you know? We all know, but at the end, see what he's doing. He chanted the name of Narayana. इसको तो लेके जाएंगे. तो no, he was totally confused, and he was confused actually. What is going on right now? कौन लेके जाएगा मेरे को? कौन लेके जाएगा? So finally, when you see the story, there was some substantial reason why Vishnu Dutas they defeated Yamduta and took Narayana back to Godhead. And what was the substantial reason behind that? He chanted the name of Narayana, and therefore there is a significance, there is an importance of chanting Hare Krishna mantra or chanting different holy names of the Lord. This is the power of holy name in this Kali Yuga. entire 6th canto, Bhagavatam, our movement ISKCON is based upon Harinam. And then Prabhupada went to West, he took shelter of holy name. There was nothing. Prabhupada was totally, helpless. And what he did in Tompkins Square Park, he just sat and chanted Hare Krishna mantra. Nobody was listening to him, and he chanted Hare Krishna mantra. And Prabhupada says, nothing we need. We don't even want philosophy, what we are talking about now. Philosophy is needed to make us chant, make others chant Hare Krishna, actually, at least. Why we are propagating the knowledge? So that we can bring those fallen souls to the understanding that they have to chant Hare Krishna. They have to chant the holy name of the Lord. Otherwise, Krishna says, I am death personification of death. O Arjuna, I gave heat, I withhold and sent forth the rain. I am immortality, and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. In Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter also the same thing. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So here comes who we are. We'll go. We think that we are so powerful. No. Do we really know our size? Do we really know size? Here in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 17th verse, Prabhupada mentions this verse. There are innumerable particles of spiritual atoms which is measured as 1/10,000 of the upper portion of the hair. So this is the size of a soul. We think that we are so great, we are nothing. We are spirit, a small spirit. Krishna, who is Krishna? Is just like a gold mine, and we are the particle of that gold mine. Small particle. We are also gold. But as soon as we come out of the body, and that is painful. That is painful. We have to understand. That is painful. When the soul comes out of the body, that process is very painful. I told you that story of Ajamil. He was totally crying, screaming out of pain. So ultimately we have to take to the process of bhakti and prepare ourselves for going back to Godhead. We perform bhakti, we know Krishna, who is Krishna. Being Indian, we know that what is the importance of bhakti, but we don't take to the process because Krishna को जानते सब है but मानते नहीं है. जानने और मानने में अंतर है. We know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but मानना what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we have to obey that. We have to perform bhakti, and we have to prepare. This is preparation for the final destination of our life. Antakale chamameva smarana muktava kale param. At the end, yam yam vapi smarana bhavam. Whatever you think, whatever consciousness you would be having at the time of the death, you will take to that body. So we are creating body. We are creating body, karma. So what kind of body you want? So that is the question. We are done. Half an hour. I was told to speak some half an hour for 35 minutes. So today is also Father's Day, and we must have celebrated with our dad, papa. Oh, nowadays we keep so many names for our papa also. Na? pops. अब मेरे पास भी कुछ नाम है, मैं बोल नहीं सकता, रहने दो. So here we come. Krishna says, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murteya sambhavanti yah tesham brahma mahadionir aham bija pratapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and I am the seed-giving father. And we have to understand what is permanent and what is temporary. It might hurt you that, yeah, Papa who we are having at our home is not permanent. Who is our permanent Papa? Ras Bihari is our permanent Papa. Permanent Papa. Yeah, you have to see. He is more anxious to reclaim us from this material world, but we are not eager to go. He is calling us. He is more eager. He knows that my children, they are suffering in this material world. Everyone is suffering. We all know. After coming to bhakti, we understand that, yeah, I was suffering. Acha, I'm suffering. Because we read Bhagavad Gita, we chant Hare Krishna, and Divyagan Hriday Prakashit. Means when we chant Hare Krishna, there are so many realization. Yeah, actually I was suffering. When Dhruva Maharaj went, he was totally, had some negative experience with his father. Today's Father Day, sorry. So he wanted to sit in the front of on the lap of his father, and his stepmother didn't allow him to sit on that lap. He said that, go, you are not our son. And out of anger, he went to do tapasya. He had his own mother, Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti was his mother. And he went, she also supported. Sometimes it happens that nowadays mothers and fathers, they are worried that my child is going to temple and all, he will become Baba and all. But see, Mother Suniti, she allowed Dhruva to go and do tapasya. What he wanted? He wanted to see Krishna. Who is Krishna? Because Suniti said that it's all our karma and all, and everything is destined. Krishna has destined everything. It's our karma. And so who is Krishna? Who is God? I want to meet a 5 years old guy. He want to see God. I went to, and in between, in the course of going to the forest, he saw Narad Muni. Narad Muni tested him. And whenever one meets Narad Muni, his going back home, back to Godhead is confirmed. He's going to go back home, back to Godhead. If you come in front of, you confront Narad Muni's question sometimes. If you happen to meet someone someday, Narad Muni, means it is confirmed that, yeah, you are going back home, back to Godhead. And then Narad Muni asked many questions to him, why you get so many, oh, don't worry, I will give you everything, a big post, bigger than Brahma and all. But why do you want to see Krishna? No, I want to see Krishna. Who is Krishna? Who is that powerful man? I want to see Krishna. And after doing so much tapasya for 6 months, he saw Krishna. And when he saw Krishna, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu appeared in front of Dhruva. He said that, Swamim Kritartho Varam Nayache. Means I was searching for the piece of glass. But when I saw you, I got diamond. So what we are hankering for? We are hankering for the cheap thrills of this material world, but this process, this bhakti, is something beyond what you even imagine. So those who have come here, those who are coming to the temple, joining this program, doing japa, kirtan and all, they are not normal person. Actually, they are mad. And they should be mad after Krishna. This is the process. We are teaching others how to die. We are making others mad. आप मेरे बच्चे को पागल बना रहे हो. We get such kind of, parents they come and all, they start claiming their children, but after that they start reconsidering that how happy the children are. When they see their children, they are doing bhakti and all, they are happy. I can say when I was in my karmi life, I'm more happy than what I was there. So we have to take to the process of bhakti. We have to understand that, yeah, this life is my last life. I have to go back home, back to Godhead. I have to be serious. I have to be serious. And it's not a very cheap thing. Prabhupada had done so much for us. You have to go. If you read only Prabhupada's life, what he did for us, you would see that it is a miracle, biggest miracle ever in this Kali Yuga. He gave us Harinam, the jewel, the fruit of everything, all the literature, all the sastras, the fruit, the ripened fruit. Only we have to eat that, and we are not in that state that to accept that. So we are in that wretched condition actually. So thank you all very much for joining. Happy Father's Day. Wish you all a happy Father's Day, and thank you all very much. When you see in front of Radha Ras Bihari, go and have darshan. You see him as a father today, Papa.